No black person alive has been enslaved, and no white person alive has owned a slave. Why would we talk about reparations? You're not owed anything, you just want a free handout. Do they just want a free handout, or are we overlooking all of the history that brought us to where we are? People love to say that all races have been enslaved, that slavery existed everywhere, and that slavery still exists in Africa. We're not talking about everywhere, we live here. We're talking about the United States of America. And what happened here was not just slavery, it was a system. When what is now known as the United States started building off the slave trade, they didn't just accidentally create inequality. They wrote it into law. There were free black people in early America. There were black people who built wealth, who owned land, who worked, who went to court, and who stood in some of the same legal and financial places as white people. But the people in power did not like that. They did not want black people free. They did not like the idea that poor black people and poor white people were realizing they had more in common than they did with wealthy landowners. So they created a racial system that kept black people at the bottom and gave poor white people just enough status to protect the system. This is where racial chattel slavery comes in. Chattel means property. Black people were not just enslaved as workers. They were not indentured servants. They were legally deemed property. They were stripped of their entire personhood, stripped of every human right, and that passed down through their bloodline. Which means if your mother was enslaved, when you were born, you were enslaved just because of her status. So no, you don't get to just dismiss this as everyone went through slavery. Because this was not just slavery. This was a system built to keep black people enslaved, controlled, unpaid, uneducated, and unable to build anything for generations. So the entire time, white families were building land, generational wealth, businesses, home ownership, inheritances. They were forcing black families to work for free and legally blocking them from making any advances to pass down to theirs. When slavery ended, they were still not handed freedom or equality. People love to talk about 40 acres and a mule. It was promised, land was set aside for it, but majority of that land was given back to the Confederates and the former slave owners. So black families were denied wealth during slavery and then denied the resources to help build back after slavery. Then came black codes, Jim Crow, segregation, voter suppression, redlining, housing discrimination, job discrimination, banking discrimination, education discrimination, and policing discrimination. That is systemic racism. That's a word that people do not like, but that's what it is. Racism built into laws, schools, banking, housing, jobs, policing, and any opportunity to help them get ahead. And it's not gone. So when people say, why reparations? This is why. Reparations are not about free money. It's about repair. This country did not just hurt feelings. It stole labor. It stole land. It stole wages. It stole education. It stole opportunity. And then told the descendants of those people to catch up on their own. And just so you know, the United Nations has called the trafficking and chattel enslavement of Africans the gravest crime against humanity. So the question is not, why are reparations being talked about? The question is, why does America still have such a problem being honest about repair? This is the beginning of a series of the unwhitewashed version of United States history. Stay tuned.
Japan is so racist. Have you seen what they've been saying about black people on Twitter?
Talking about I'm trying to get girls. Bro, it's not the topic here, bro. You a black man. They gonna see you as a monkey. I mean, not even like... not
This is the population of Japanese people that say racist stuff about black people on Twitter. And this is the population of Japanese people that are DTF with black people. And this is the population of Japanese people who say racist stuff about black people on Twitter and are down to fuck.
Follow for a more nuanced view of the world.
Why say no?
No.
Why say no?
No black. No black. Where's the menu? Menu? Menu?
Now, I don't know if you could tell, but the restaurant
is clearly closing. Also, I don't know if you could tell, but there is a definite language barrier between you two. Just because you say no black doesn't mean that she understands what you're saying. She probably just understands no and is just saying like, yeah, no, you can't come in because we're closing. They walked around the restaurant after being told that they couldn't go in, and they didn't for the life of them see the employees cleaning the tables or the cloths on top of the tables, which obviously indicate that they're closed. Like you didn't realize that? Not everything is racially motivated. I want you to use that beautiful brain that God gave you and look at the situation around you and notice that there is a language barrier and the restaurant is literally closing. It does not have to do with the color of your skin. Anyway, if you're tired of the racial division in our world, follow me and hopefully we can tackle it together.
Okay guys, listen. I just wanted to have a good Friday night. I'm on a bicycle with my bag and my phone in my bag. And you know what someone said? Someone literally stopped me in the middle of the road and asked me to go back to China. Like, I'm not even Chinese. What do you mean go back to China? Like, I can't even ride a fucking bike in the streets of Toronto without facing racism? The fuck is wrong with people? Why are y'all so mean? What do you mean go back to China? I'm not even Chinese. How can you like be so racist in 2025 and in Toronto?
Like go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. You look so ugly with your dark skin color.
Ooh, I might be feeling some insecurity with this one, guys. Racism is not just an American problem, everyone. It's not just black and white. It's every color, every race. We all deal with this race issue, unfortunately. In this video, the person recording is a black woman who is trying to peacefully eat her meal in a Chinese restaurant within China when this random person comes up and starts berating her because of the color of her skin. That is not okay and it needs to be called out. Racism is not okay. It doesn't matter who it's coming from. And if you think only one group of people can be racist, you're really missing the bigger picture here. And I thought we was cool. I love my Asians, man. Anyway, remember guys, we need to lead with love and not hate. If you do agree with that, go ahead and give me a follow so we can tackle the hate together.
To this day, this is like the most racist experience I've ever been through. And don't get me wrong, I'm thankful because people like somewhere in the world get killed like just for being black, but like this is the most like crazy ass experience I've ever been through. I was shocked in that moment that I literally didn't know how to act. So this one time I was walking in the streets somewhere like in like a neighborhood and like in the outskirts of like the city, and then there was like a woman sitting like on the road. Like she was like an elderly, like she was old, like really old, and she was sitting on the street like down. And then I passed her. She proceeded to look at me and she spit on me. She spit on my foot. In that moment, I was so shocked. I didn't know what to do. I looked around to see if anyone saw it, and they saw it, and they just kept going about their day. And I was like, is anybody just gonna like point out that she just spit on me? Because I was shocked. Like, obviously me knowing how China is and how it's really strict and just knowing that culture, I was like, I'm not about to be seen in the road like arguing with an older woman, one, because no one would be on my side. No one is going to defend me. And then second, like, what do I do? Fight her? Like, what do I do? There's nothing I can do. And in a moment, I thought it was a mistake, but she proceeded obviously to say hey gui, which means like black ghost, definitely like calling me a black ghost or whatever. And in that moment, I literally froze. I looked at her, looked at my food. I was disgusted, but I was in too much shock. I just proceeded to wipe it off and just walk away. And to this day, every time I tell someone about that story, they're like, no, if it was me, I would have gone crazy. I would have argued. I would have fought. I would have... But bro, that's the thing. Like, living in China is just also knowing that you basically have no rights. Don't get me wrong. I love China. It's super safe and stuff. But, like, it's also knowing that you, as a black person, no one is going to take your side. There's no justice when it comes to foreigners and stuff like that. There's just you moving about your day, following the rules, and just follow the rules. That's all. So I couldn't do anything. I was still a student back then, and I just didn't want to be in any altercation that would get me in trouble and get me sent back home.
But yeah, like, tell me, what if it was you? What would you have done? I swear to God, right? Some people in this fucking country piss me the fuck off and they make me so ashamed to be British sometimes. I've just been to the shop, right? Boss man has just caught some smelly little crackhead robbing out of his shop. He wants his shit back. Rightly so. He fucking pays for it. And the audacity of the patriotic fucking British bulldog tattoo wearing cunt decided to spout, you fucking illegal immigrant. You fucking go back to your own country, taking all the people's jobs. What the fuck, mate? You don't even know how to spell the word job, let alone fucking have one. That man has contributed more to society, contributed more to this economy, probably in the last month that you have your whole fucking life. Because you look like you stink of benefits. You look like you were raised from benefits. So shut the fuck up. The UK thrives off immigration. The UK would not be the UK today if it was not for immigration. If you are a law-abiding citizen, right? If you are a decent person, if you are here to earn money, pay your taxes, pay your way in society, put into the economy that you live in, you should be able to live here. I understand there is a problem with illegal immigration in this country. Do not get me wrong. I understand that. But it's not even the immigrants' fault. It's the government that you should be fucking angry at. And see, dirty little crackheads like that and their racist opinions, right, give people who were born and bred in this country, who have genuine concerns about things going on, a bad name. That's why people get labelled racist, for people like that. Fucking fix up! Go back to where you fucking come from, motherfucker, for real. Fuck you. She's next. I'm next. Racism. My nigga's black. What the fuck is wrong with you? My sister's a motherfucking Korean, motherfucker.
Just because you are surrounded by people of color does not give you the permission to be hateful and nasty and racist towards other people of color. That makes no sense. You do not get a pass, Karen. I have people in my life that are white. I do not give them a inward pass or a excuse to be racist towards anybody. Now, I've heard your proximity to a person of color doesn't mean that you're not racist, and I believe that is true in this instance. This kind of behavior needs to be called out. It doesn't matter who you are around. If you are being racist, you are being racist, and that's it. It doesn't matter if your man is black or your sister is Korean or whatever. It needs to be called out. It does not give you the right to be hateful. I don't know, man. I think we just need to lead with love. If you agree, follow me so we can spread more love together.
Yo, as a black person that lived in China, they was so racist. Like, they were treating me crazy. When I got there for work, the first 2 weeks, my boss invited me over to his house to eat dinner every night. When I was in public, since I'm 6'8" and I play basketball, kids would just run up to me asking for autographs, asking nicely for pictures. And then after I gave it to them, they said thank you with a smile on their face and, walked off. It was mad annoying. Every time I got lost on the subway, like, they would take their time out to help me to make sure I was going to where I needed to get to. Like, it was crazy. I'm telling you, if you're black or you're a foreigner, don't go there. Like, you might not like that type of experience.
The Asian community needs some serious self-reflection when it comes to racism. As you guys probably know, I moved to London 2 months ago. I live in a pretty affluent area, and let me tell you this, so far I have not seen a single Asian girl or a gay guy holding hands with a black or brown person on the street or at school. In fact, almost all of them were with white dudes. A few days ago, I matched with someone from Bangladesh on a dating app. He's incredibly smart and humorous. He graduated from Imperial College, which is like one of the best universities in the world, and he's got a good paying job in technology. However, to my surprise, after we matched, his opening line was, "Thank you for liking me back. I'm aware that I may not be your preferred ethnicity, but I decided to shoot my shot anyways." At that very moment, I felt like all the dots were connecting. Why are so many Asian people actively discriminating against others with a darker color of skin, especially in the context of dating? By the way, I'm very fed up with excuses like race is highly correlated with socioeconomic status. Well, In London, which is very racially diverse, by the way, there are so many super accomplished black and brown people in banking and technology. And my observation is that many Asian girls and gay guys would rather choose a white guy with mediocre salary. My message to the Asian community is very simple. Whitewashing yourself is pathetic. Don't do it.
Following me, do you see? Being black is so crazy.
Could we not make anything racial before we figure out the truth? I mean, I hate this kind of American mindset that everything is racial, everything is racist included. I mean, things could get really hard in America, but it's in China. There is something called cultural differences. I mean, yeah, I tell you one cultural difference I couldn't take. I went to LA. When I work in any store, there will be a security desk staring at me as if I was steal anything. Now, I do get the idea that you might think is the same case, but it's not. Okay? There is something called personal shopper in China. In every store, almost every sports appliance store, especially the store you went to. I don't know if it's a Nike, Adidas, or anything like that, but personal shopper will be there and they will follow you no matter what until you leave the store because that's their KPI. And you may ask, hey, why are you following me? Why are you not approaching me? Because this is China. Everybody is introvert as fuck. We don't like people selling us shit. We don't like people approaching us and then, hey, we have 2-for-1 deal. No. Until I'm taking up anything, until I'm asking you what size is this, I wish nobody come talk to me. You better follow me without a mouth open. That's China. That's how Chinese personal shopper does. Okay? Any other store. Go to any other middle-class store. There will be a personal shopper waiting for you there, following there like a shadow. And then when you pick up a thing, hey, you pick up a thing, you touch that shirt once, they'll be like, what size you want? That's how China shop worker does. And the poor girl, she might doesn't know how to speak in English, and then she has to follow you because everybody, waiting to serve people in turn. And when you get this person and this person, if you buy anything, this person might get, like a percentage of your purchase. But she is now in TikTok, went viral. But yeah, accused as racist. Poor girl.
Black Go back to your country. We don't welcome black people. Black people should go. You look so ugly with your dark skin color. Go back to your country.
It was the song for me. Like, she did a whole little ditty behind. I'm not sure if she was... Well, don't racism become exhausting? Like, it's so old school, not even vintage. It's kind of whack. No, it's extremely whack. Like, if you cannot even give me the chance to get to know me for 5 minutes in which I could give you a laundry list of reasons not to like me, please do not shortchange me because I'm a whatever that was. Like, come on. And then it's crazy because when we feel a way about it or we don't know how to feel, we don't know if we're in a safe space with anybody because the switch can flip at any given time. Like, and we could be cool till we not, any given moment we could be like, it's insane. Somebody being told that they're ugly because of their skin color, like, it's so old. At what point do we not keep doing the hamster wheel thing in racism? At what point do we not just be like, we're all different and coexist? At what point does being a racist not become exhausting? Because if I don't like somebody, I ain't thinking about you. So the fact that people will have to think about somebody to the magnitude that you have to think about them to create a harmony in public, that's insane. And then even if I take it a step further, to think that we have to care about your opinion. You could be racist. We don't have to care. So I guess it's just comedy at this point because it's very old. It's very tired. That's it.
I'm having a hard time getting over the level of racism that I've experienced here in South Korea. For example, I was invited to a dinner for someone's wedding party, and I was the only black person there. And they had a friend come in with like a stocking cap mask with a black soccer player's face printed on it, and he pretended to rob the place. Then they claimed to wanted to gift me a military like MRE type powder of grape juice, and then proceeded to tell me about the first time he said the N-word. Mind you, I was invited. I just want to say, this is not okay. This is never okay to do with any person with any race. Like, it would be completely unacceptable for me to come in and call everybody chinks and pretend to have like Asian eyes. Like, how rude is that? That is the equivalent of doing all of those things to people of color. It's very rude, very microaggressive, very racist, and it kind of stifled and ruined my experience in Korea. Grow up.
So I'm in Korea, right? And I've been noticing a lot of racism here. Asian on Asian discrimination, which I've never seen before. And I've been to Korea before, but I don't remember this from last time. I went to a place yesterday, and there was a sign saying, no Filipinos allowed. I went to another place that had a sign on it saying which countries were allowed to go into the venue. They said USA, okay, European, okay, Korean, okay, Japanese, okay, Taiwanese, okay. And that was it. Like, they weren't letting Filipino people or like Chinese people or Vietnamese people into this party thing. Maybe this is just like in gay culture or something like that, but I don't know. I'm not from here. So can somebody fill me in on what this Asian on Asian hate is? Because I didn't think this was a thing. Like, the sign literally said no Filipinos. And for this place that I was at, they check your ID. So they check to make sure that you're not from that country. Anyways, can somebody let me know if this is a common thing in Korea? Ooh. And seeing that was really weird because I've never seen that before. If you were to put that on a store in the United States, that store would be burnt to the ground the next day, probably. You know, like, that store ain't surviving the night. She's shutting down. I've seen something like this happen before, like in Japan, but it's more like no tourists, no foreigners, but just blatantly straight up saying like nobody from this country is, that's kind of crazy, right? Like, I guess somebody educate me.